Hello, in this video I want to explain to you the ratings that are on the different counters. Starting with the air unit counters that you have in the top row, then going to the ground unit counters in the middle row and some naval counters on the bottom row. Starting with the uppermost row. So this is an air unit counter from the Soviets, as you can see in the red star. It's the 145th IAP. It's the fourth counter of this unit. You see the MiG-29 silhouette. It's a MiG-29 9-12. It's a multi-role fighter. It has a BVR range of 2 and it may move 54 operational hexes, which would be 5 strategic map hexes. Flipping the unit, you will get an impression of the ratings it has. Ratings are bombardment, anti-air, anti-ship, subsurface, ECM and the hit capacity. Bombardment rating in this case is 3. The higher the better. Anti-air rating is 5. The lowest is nothing, like here. Highest would be 9. The EC rating is used for defensive purposes. Whenever a unit is shot at, it may defend itself with an ECM rating. Air combat and naval combat will be explained in another video. The hit, the H2 number, is it can take 2 hits before it is eliminated. So the second hit will eliminate this unit. The MiG-27, as you can see, has a high bombardment rating and a lower anti-air rating, while the MiG-29 has lower bombardment rating and a higher anti-air rating. So these two guys could fly together, one for escort and one for the bombing mission. Then there are some special units. The most important one is probably the AWACS. AWACS units have an unlimited range. Indeed, they are not moved as other air units. They have no ratings at all except for the defense, and one hit is going to destroy these AWACS. AWACS have a early warning capability, as you can see by this icon. MiG-27s may also carry nuclear weaponry and are also multi-role. Multi-role means they can do strike missions with bombardment ratings or anti-air missions with the anti-air rating. Ground units. Different ground units here. You have the headquarter. The headquarter ID is the 5th Corps. It's a Corps headquarter. It's reporting to the 7th Army Centrac headquarters. It gives artillery support. It's a US unit. It has a defense value of 1. It's between brackets because the 1 is only used when it is really alone in a hex or only with other support units in a hex. When there are assault units, like the ones on the right side, these are assault units, in the hex this defense strength is not used. The black 3 in the blue box is the anti-air rating for medium and high flying air units. The white 4 in the grey box is the command range, and the black 8 in the white box is the movement allowance. So this unit has 8 movement points, and as in most wargames, each terrain has its own movement cost. This is then the divisional headquarter, and we have a combat unit, a full strength combat unit. It has its ID, it's reporting to the 3rd Armored Division. It's the 1st Brigade, the 1st US Brigade indeed. The red 10 is the combat factor. Attack and defense is the same combat factor. It has an anti-air rating of 1 against medium and high flying air units. So not attacking it itself. It has movement rounds of 8. Flipping the unit, you will have this band behind the unit, because the unit has now more or less half of its combat rating. On the bottom row we have naval units. Naval units come in groups or in capital ships, as one counter represents one ship. If the ID on the counter is a dark font, then it's a capital ship. It's one ship represented by one counter, like here the USS Enterprise, the CVN 65. It has movement allowance of 50 movement points. Then comes the Russian Cresta 1 destroyers, attached to the Baltic Fleet. It's called ASW-4, Anti-Submarine Warfare Group 4. It has icons down here. which represent its capabilities to lay mines, to sweep mines, to use nuclear weapons at a range of 14 hexes, and it has movement allowance of 50 points. Flipping this counter, we see it has a bombardment rating of 2 against ground target units or naval units in the same hex. It has an anti-air rating of 3. It has an anti-ship rating of 6, subsurface rating of 6, ECM rating, defense rating of 4, and it takes 4 hits before it is sunk. Anti-air rating of 6 is at the range of 14 hexes, and the missiles used are SSN-3Cs, like depicted on this counter. The next counter you see how different some ratings may be for different ship classes. This is Cresta 1 class, this is Sobremani class. That's all for this. Thank you. Bye bye.